Superhot is a game that takes much from the past, all while injecting itself with a level of originality and charm that feels like it's from the future. There's little one can do to explain the gripping gameplay of Superhot, and even watching footage doesn't necessarily do it justice. Something incredibly special lurks within the twisted code of this game. No, this software. Something that is simply fun. Bizarre fun, mind you, but very much fun. There's almost an arcade-like style to this game, in that invigorating desire to go back for one more round, to make another attempt, to try just one more time. It's why critics raved about Superhot when it first released, and it's why they still are now. Welcome to Superhot.
Superhot. Superhot.
Aside from having a title screen that is somehow immediately appealing to imitate,
Superhot.
this game has a lot to like, despite it seeming almost bare bones in approach. The aesthetics of the game, while they do have a kind of a crystal-like polygonal appeal, are ultimately, well, I mean, let's be honest, cheaply made, with not too detailed models or textures used. Its menus are simple, MS-DOS inspired boxes of text, and the story is initially delivered through minimalist chat room styled conversations. In this sense, Superhot might almost seem like a small tech demo at first, but players quickly learn that Superhot is minimalist in aesthetics only. In terms of gameplay and mechanical depth and actual game content, there is much, much more to offer. Superhot is a first-person puzzle game, but in a way that's completely its own. Unlike Portal or other first-person puzzle games, Superhot doesn't just change one or two fundamental gameplay elements for its marketing gimmick. It completely changes the logic of how movement and time works within 3D spaces. When the player moves, time moves faster, in unison with the speed of movement. And this includes movement of the camera angle too, not just the physical location of the player character. The challenge of clearing rooms of enemies becomes radically different than something like classic Doom or Quake. It's not simply a matter of how fast or accurate the player is at shooting enemies. Rather, the challenge becomes purely based on approach. Developing a strategy to beat the room most efficiently becomes the goal of the game. Sometimes this means attempting to dodge a spray of bullets, or it can mean finding a new way of traversing around a room to avoid particular enemy spawns. There are a lot of variables to complete a level. This basically, usually, means that impatiently driving forward to eliminate enemies as fast as possible won't work. Strategy is incredibly key. Sure, the first time you attempt a level, you're not exactly sure where the enemies will spawn or how the environment will detract or benefit your abilities to kill the enemies. But even if you win on your first attempt, the desire to go back and perhaps refine your run in that level will linger. It's weird how the game almost knows how secretly addictive it is, since it kinda makes a point of it in the story, though the implications of such are kind of still a mystery to me. Not exactly sure what the story was going for. It's highly abstract, focusing not to particularize a main character or anything like that. Instead, an interesting series of chat logs and files are shared around, and a software slowly begins to transcend realities and logic. Essentially, it's a fascinating sequence of events that strings along together a hearty campaign of levels to attempt and refine. These are all great levels, and as mentioned earlier, they're all highly replayable. However, where I've actually spent the majority of my time with Superhot is in the post-game modes, Endless and Challenges. This is where Superhot, at least for me, becomes truly its most fun and entertaining. The constant desire to go back and get a higher score isn't normally something that keeps me personally entertained, but my desire to refine runs of Superhot overcomes me when I start. Some arenas are better than others, but every time I return to the game, I usually try to make an attempt at all of them. Especially before you have them all unlocked, playing through the mode just to get new maps becomes its own reward. If you haven't played Superhot yet, I seriously can't recommend it enough. It has enough unique abstraction that it satisfies the academic media studies folk, while also having enough dynamic action and engaging gameplay to keep even the most casual gamer interested. There's even weird small side things you can do, like explore a fake VR room? That just screams creepypasta with its atmosphere. Trust me, there's so much here. There's a carpet generator. Like, what? It's got bizarre gameplay and design philosophy, but that's precisely what makes it so fun and so appealing. You should really play this one if you haven't already. Seriously, jump headfirst into Superhot.
Hot. Super hot. Super hot. Super hot.